Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. It's your friend Daniel Hutchins. We're back again, and meanwhile, on the other side of the living room, we're catching up on some of the Karate Kid series on Netflix. But we have the volume turned off so that we don't break copyright law. But right now, we are on our computer right now, reading Screen Rant, and today we are doing a little bit of the update. Yes, Emma Stone. What is going on with Emma Stone? Well, I'm glad you asked, because today on this episode, we're going to talk about Emma Stone. Emma Stone, her sci-fi science fiction remake, and how it debuts with a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. If you've been rocking with me for the 12 years we've done on Hutchins Hut, you know we are no stranger to Rotten Tomato. So here we go. So Emma Stone, a very good actress who found herself to grace on comedies such as Superbad, Zombieland, and Easy A, just to name a few. Her later performance, her lead role, brought in a breakthrough lead, which basically is called, we also know Crazy Stupid Love, and her movie called The Help. Both those happened in the 2010s. In the subsequent year, we saw she cement her stardom as love interest Gwen Stacy in The Amazing Spider-Man, and back again for the second one where, she fell down and died. Then, basically, there's, like I said, then there was the other thing she had. She had a movie role she did in 2014, she did a role in 2018, and she also did a role in 2016. The musical movie called La La Land. Yes, and then she also did a movie in 2023 called Poor Things. And then she did a movie in 2024 last year called The Kinds of Kindness. So now she's returned again, this time for a science fiction film. A reboot of a science fiction film. Okay, so this movie is called Bugonia. Yeah, Bugonia. Alright, Sci-Fi. Okay, there's a trailer of it on the website, on Screen Rant. Bugonia has debuted with a perfect Rotten Tomato score, directed by a really interesting director, and has a script written also in English language remake, also in South Korean, in a film called Save the Green Planet. Bugonia also stars Emma Stone as a powerful CEO of a company who is abducted by two conspiracy-minded men who convinced her that she was probably an alien plotting to take over the Earth. Yes, take over the Earth, like annihilate and destroy the Earth. Yes, you heard me right. She was going to take over the world. Yes, correct. So, I'm in the bathroom right now, so it's kind of challenging to talk and read at the same time. However, that's not important. We gotta read this. Another Oscar nominee named Jesse Plemons from The Power of the Dog. He plays as one of the kidnappers, reuniting with them after her last movie last year. And there's also some new people in the cast as well. However, that's not important. What's important is delivering you guys the information. So, followed after the premiere in the Summer Film Festival over in Venice, this movie has debuted with a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. A perfect score. 100%. This movie only has 17 reviews at the time of this writing, even though it's probably been changed probably by now. So again, so it could lose a perfect score as more as they publish it. However, Bugonia doesn't release in theater until October the 24th. Yes, which is right around the celebration of the time I met my best friend, Ryan Enders. Actually, the same week as the day I met Ryan Enders. So special shout out to him. So it will not have an audience score until that. But, however, the score, what does the score mean for the movie? Well, considering it's got a perfect score right now, even though it's not in theaters yet, this is mostly contributed because of the critics who've already seen it. Not to get confused, because all the people who will watch it will happen on October the 24th, like I said just a few moments ago. However, a lot of people said, oh, it's going to be a dark comedy thrill, basically with the audience jumping from the chair every time there's a first frame to the last. Otherwise, the reviews are mostly saying they really like their performance. However, this highlights the range from the menacing tone to the vulnerable tone. Well then, critics, being the only one that's seen these movies, like this one that I'm talking about right now, has blended dark humor with an unsettled and macabre energy, though some have often found it as a second act show that is very slow and very less innovative. However, the finale also rewards the fact that the people who watch this movie have to have patience until the end. Given the fact that this movie is a very bizarre, very memorable, very entertaining, and surprisingly grounded movie. So, if that's not saying much, then I don't know what is. But we said right now, like we said, October the 24th of 2025, which again happens on the same time, or should we say the same day, that I became friends with my best friend in Pennsylvania, my friend Brian Enders, or as I like to call him, Brother Enders. As you know, because we met on that same day, October the 24th, way back in the year of 2017. So, again, now I had to flush the toilet because I had to go pee. But, case in point now, yeah, there's a science fiction movie. It's not even going to happen until another, should we say, 2 months. But, hey, then it's going to have Emma Stone. So, hey, it's got Emma Stone. So, what's there to complain about? Emma Stone, you know, Gwen Stacy from Spider-Man. Yeah, she's coming back. But now she's in a sci-fi movie later in the year. So, until next time, see you next time.